Hey there, athletes. Coach John Ferry here from Team Wilpers. Excited as always to welcome you to our athlete briefing for the La Jolla Half Marathon and now 5K. So welcome 5Kers, excited to get things started this week. We're going to start off with a quick week 4 review for our half marathoners. So that first run of the week this past week was that endurance run plus strides, taking a little bit of a break from the incline here. Continuing to train aerobically and building that big, nice cardiovascular engine, which you're going to need for that half marathon. Key run number 2 was the half marathon pace interval workouts, taking a pretty significant step up from some of the light tempo stuff we've been doing here, starting to work around that goal half marathon pace. Hopefully starting to already get some familiarity with what that is going to feel like. Finishing the week with a long run, 6 to 8 miles was the range here in this week. Just a reminder to keep going into that website, checking off the box saying I did the workout. Want to be tracking that 100% completion percentage. That is the best possible way to put yourself in a situation to be successful. Consistency is king, so chase that 100%. Now to our week 5 for the half marathoners and week 1 for our 5Kers. So 5K group. Key run number 1 is either going to be that 20-minute distance test, or if you decide you want to estimate your results, kind of start the week with that progression run there. That 20-minute distance test is a great way to kickstart and find your baseline for this challenge. It's also how you're going to get your paces for the remainder of the 8 weeks. I'm not going to dig too deep into that test right here, but what I am going to tell you is if you have more questions about it or curiosities about the test, check out the week 1 athlete briefing for the half marathon program. We talked a lot about it. It lives both on the Team Wilpers running Facebook group as well as the Team Wilpers YouTube page. And that is the athlete briefing number 1 for La Jolla Half Marathon week 1. A lot about the 20-minute distance test. Key run number 2, however, for our 5Kers is actually endurance run plus stride. So either way, you're starting the week with a pretty good hard effort there. We want to take it off a little bit. We're hoping to build some volume here in week 1 and really settle in and get a nice, strong routine. Over the course of this challenge, we'll be ramping up really quickly to some more substantial workouts. So we want to set the baseline right here. Overall, we'll end up targeting plenty of aerobic training time, some good hill work over the course for leg strength, a big, nice chunk of time of threshold work, and finally some VO2 max intervals to work on speed. So that's what we're going to be looking at the scope here over our 8 weeks. Half marathoners coming into week 5 here. Run number 1, hill repeat. So we're back on the hills to start the week. So these efforts are getting a little bit longer and a little bit more intense here. So we're focusing on leg strength for sure, but we're not only focusing on leg strength here. We're focused on building really the muscular endurance to be able to get the efficiency needed to execute this hill running successfully in a race situation. So these intervals get a little bit longer, they get a little bit harder, and this is an opportunity to really practice and settle in what that feels like. So when you translate to that running, outside running a race environment, you're prepared for that part of the course. Run number 2, half marathon pace interval run. So this quickly escalating from the style we did just here in this current week. We have longer intervals, we have shorter rest periods, and we have more overall time and zone. I know we talked about this a little bit last week, said it was coming. Well, here it is. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, there's going to be a theme for quite some time. We're going to continue to expand our time at zone and the overall time, the length of the intervals, and keep shortening those work periods. Just remember, the characteristic that goes with this style of work, longer intervals, very short recoveries, lengthy time at zone. So that's certainly what's coming up here in the weeks to follow. Finishing the week with our long run, which we are progressing here in this upcoming week, 7 to 9 miles. So just a little bit further, but remember to keep that effort nice and light there for the long run. It should be the best run of the week, at least in my opinion. Otherwise, friends, that is all for week 5. And good luck in advance for 5Kers kicking off week 1. Thanks so much for checking this out. Can't wait to see you next week.